Hello viewer, this is Kayo Africa and you are welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be showing you how to combine your bodice pattern to your skirt block, to your skirt pattern to make a dress. So as you can see, I have my skirt block, which is pretty much just a straight skirt. So now I want to combine it with my bodice pattern to make a dress. If you notice on the bodice pattern, I have a very wide dart due to the volume of my bust ratio to waist. So I'm going to check what I have on my bodice pattern. Here I have about 1¾ inches, and on my skirt block I only have 1 inch as my dart width. So I'm going to place the skirt block beneath the bodice block, but I will make sure that the upper waist skirt and the waist of the bodice is aligning, is kissing each other like this. So I'm going to place it like that. As you can see, the bodice block waist is longer than the skirt block waist. Why is it longer? Despite the fact that my waist on the skirt and my waist on the bodice block are the same. But it is longer because I have a wider dart on my bodice block than I have on my skirt block. The work now comes to how do I merge my skirt block to my bodice block despite the difference in width. I couldn't have had my skirt block dart this wide because it is only going to give me a pointy effect on the hips if I have it this wide. So I don't want to have a dart more than 1 inch on my skirt so that my hip line can still be snatched. So now that I have placed my skirt block waist to meet with my bodice block, I will measure the extra that I have. Here I have 1 inch. I have 1 inch. So it means my skirt block is shorter by 1 inch. There are 2 ways to blending the skirt bodice to the upper bodice. One, you can simply just place your curve. You can place your curve like this, and then blend the bodice waist into the skirt pattern. So as you can see, this is what I have, and it is just slightly curved on the waist. So that is method 1. So it means the extra that we have on this side will still be sewn into the skirt waist anyways, so it is going to take off that excess. But if you want a more snatched waist, you want a visibly snatched waist on your pattern even before cutting, you can use the second approach. So I said I have 1 inch difference from my skirt block waist. So what I am going to do is divide 1 inch into 2, which gives me half. I will take off half from here, half from inside of my dart, and then another half from inside of the other side. So that way I have reduced my dart to be half. So that means this outer dart, this previous dart, no longer exists on my bodice pattern. So now I have a brand new dot on my waist. But now that I have reduced 1 inch from my waist, I will now go to my side, to the side of my bodice, and take off that same 1 inch that has been taken away from inside of the dart. So from here I will blend to my armhole. And then that way the previous side seam line no longer exists. So I have a brand new snatched waist. So now if I align my skirt block to the bodice block, I'm going to have my waist equal. Going to have my waist equal. You don't want to have any sharp edge. Don't want to have any sharp edge, so I'm just going to use my curve to blend both the upper bodice and the skirt together. So now I have my dress. Whatever length you want your dress to be, you can simply just extend on the base. So now that I have my waist blended, I'm going to elongate my dart from the bodice block into the skirt block to make a full dart for the dress. So I will again make my block align. This is my existing dart on the skirt block. This is my upper hip line, and this is the hip line. You can elongate your dart up until about 2 inches before the hips, or even 1 inch or 1.5 inches, but just make sure that your dart does not get to your hip line so that it will not reduce your hip measurement. So let's say I want my dart to be 2 inches above my hip line. So I mark that point on my skirt block. So I will mark the upper part of my skirt waist on my bodice, the upper part of the skirt waist on the center front. So from that point I will measure the length of my dart into the skirt bodice, the new dart length that I just measured. So here I have 15.5 cm. 15.5 cm. So I will take off my skirt block and then mark 15.5 cm on that line. So this becomes the landing of my dress dart. So what I am going to do now is elongate my dart up until this line. So I will measure my mid dart. My mid dart here is 9 cm. I will take the same on that line and then elongate it. So now that I have elongated the dart, I will blend in both dart legs. And that is all that it is about merging your bodice block with your skirt block to make a dress. I will be in the comment section to take whatever question you might have for me on this tutorial, and subscribe if you haven't done that already. You can also turn on post notification by clicking that bell. There's a little bell in front of the subscribe button. You can click that bell so that you can get notified whenever I post a new tutorial. Thank you very much for joining me on this tutorial. I hope you apply this method and it works for you. Till I see you in my next tutorial, have a good life.